Hello YouTube, what is up? Ncaa. Giving you some plays from NCAA 12 from recent my offline dynasty. This is my first year of my offline coaching dynasty, and just been playing the crap out of this game. This game is so much fun to play. I just want to go over a couple of plays here about some stuff that I really enjoy about this game. This particular play, I'm just kind of showing a couple of things: slide protection and also hitting a hole in zone coverage. I noticed there's a bit of an overload to one side, so I audible my line to slide protect left, and although both rushers on that side don't come, I think there's a free rusher there, but he ends up dropping back in coverage. One of them does blitz, so my line is able to pick it up, and this particular play right here is one of my run and shoot plays. This is a choice out of the flex bone, and the receiver finds the hole in the zone, and I'm able to hit him in that soft spot there between the underneath defender and the defensive back. I have a shallow in being run there, and the receiver just settles in and runs this option route right into that spot. That's how you attack zone coverage. You see the formation here, you see the blitz, the line picks them up, and that allows me the time to wait for that receiver to clear out and run his route. A underappreciated thing that I like is that I can run a passing offense under center and not feel like I'm going to get my quarterback destroyed. This is another example of slide protection versus an overload blitz. Whenever I slide protect to the left or the right, I like to have my running back block to the backside so the backside doesn't crash down. We can see the line pick up their blockers and the pocket that forms, and I'm able to get the time to throw into a clean throwing lane and to the wide receiver. Now, this is just me. I know there's people out there that's different, but I can forgive the animation of the offensive line not being as fluid as I would like if the concept is sound. All I ask, or the most important thing that I ask, is that players do what I assigned them to do, and then let their ratings play out how well they do it. In a perfect world, I like to see the backside guard swivel his head and, have to do a perfect, inside pivot like offensive linemen are taught to do. But, this is a video game. Sometimes you're just going to have to accept the fact that, animated characters aren't going to always move in a perfectly human way. But the important thing to me is that he honored his assignment. He did what I told him to do, and he picked up his blocker. And that allowed me to step up into the pocket and make this throw. And I know, some folks out there are going to be like, where's double hit tackle? There should have been double hit tackle there. Double hit, double hit, double hit. You're not going to have a double hit on every single play. And this play was only a single hit. Live with it. But, again, I like the slide protection, the pick up by the line, and being able to throw into a clean throwing lane and throw that strike before the receiver gets belted. And also like the physicality of the defenders underneath. The receiver made the catch, the linebacker made him pay the price there. He got walloped pretty good. So it just gives you that sense that, yeah, you can throw underneath, but you better be careful about your timing or you're going to get your guy walloped here. And that's what you see in football. You see the defense do what they can to intimidate those receivers from coming in underneath. So that's another example of slide protection. And also, once you made your audibles and your pre-snap read, making your read and throwing the football and not rushing things. Most of the time when people get their balls deflected by defensive linemen and linebackers, it's because they've thrown the ball a bit too soon and are just bulleting it in there. If you wait a little bit, wait for the space to clear and put a smidge of touch on it, you can reduce that a great deal. I just love the throwing motion of the QB, just able to get that ball in there. And the receiver makes the catch and pays the price there, the good hit. This is an example of something I've been trying and trying and trying to explain to the critics about setting up your routes. If you want to throw deep over the middle, you have to set it up. It's just not going to be easy pickings for you. If you try to throw it where there's a safety squatting or there's a linebacker dropping, deep middle, it's going to get swatted, it's going to get intercepted. This is the same exact play as the first clip. This is choice again. I probably run choice between a half dozen to 8 times a game, some variation of it either from the flex bone or from the pistol or shotgun. Look at how aggressively the linebackers jump the underneath routes. They jump the in, and the safety on that side jumps on the option route from my wide receiver to the left, and that just vacates the middle for the seam read. And it is wide, wide, wide open. The linebacker committed the cardinal sin in cover 2, which is that's called taking the cheese. You leave a piece of cheese for a mouse and you hope the mouse takes the bait to spring the trap. That's what it's called. That's called taking the cheese, and the linebacker gets burnt because of it, and I score an easy touchdown. This is just a simple 4-man rush. Everyone drops back, and because I've been giving them a diet of some variation of that play for a few times, when they see it, they jump on the shallow, and that just vacates the middle. It's no different than when you're playing someone online. When you establish something and they overcommit, you hit them with the counterpunch. And this will work whether you're playing Louisiana Lafayette or you're playing Alabama. It's just a matter of execution and, having obviously good enough to beat Alabama, but you get the idea, You just follow the rules and throw to levels, and you won't have as many bad things happen to you. You won't see as many, super swats by defenders or things like that. If you just set up your plays, throw to levels, and throw to space, and not get greedy. Just take what's there, and eventually you'll open stuff up, and you'll be, gaining big chunks of yards when the defense overcommits and opens up a hole. Look at that, just wide open, no one in sight at all. Touchdown. Now, this is the computer turning the tables on me and busting my cover 2. And they do it with the #1 cover 2 buster for verts. Everything looks good so far, but my safety cheats to the middle when he sees the slot receiver coming to the hash, and that leaves the wide receiver on the right wide open. You see everyone else do their job for the most part. Jam and reroute. Not a very good jam, because I don't have very good, press coverage, corners. I'm Kent State for crying out loud. The linebacker's in his deep middle, but the safety screws up. He bites on the vertical seam, and that opens up the lane for the touchdown. And this is just a sweet spin move that I pull off with my impact player defensive lineman. He's got a nasty finesse move rating, and he just whips the tackle with a spin move. And unfortunately, I'm not able to get to the QB, but I force him to get that ball out of there, and I actually force an interception because he freaks out and throws the ball into coverage. Wish I could have gotten a hit on him, but oh well. But that's just a pretty looking move. I loved how fluid it felt, and I liked that I wasn't sucked into another lineman. In past years, we would have seen that. We would have seen a lineman just kind of telekinetically, latch himself on. But no, I was rewarded for beating the guy clean, and my lineman is just that good and that fast to get in there, and I'm playing cover 2 behind it, and this is perfect cover 2 soft. Corners drop back to a depth of 5 to 10 yards, pass off to the deep safeties, and then come back to squeeze underneath, as you see there. Corner does the same thing here. He's backpedaling, 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 passes off, and he sees the guy coming to the middle, and he will come back to the inside. You see the inside defensive backs do the same, and you see the deep middle MLB. The only thing you have to do out of cover 2 to create that 3 deep Tampa 2 is hot route your middle linebacker to a deep zone. And you see how much ground he gets because he's pretty quick. And he's got good zone coverage. He's my best zone coverage linebacker. So if you have an athletic linebacker, middle linebacker, he's going to get a good amount of depth there. That's textbook Tampa 2 out of cover 2 sync. QB midline ISO. Inside blitz. Get the left linebacker react to the fullback, and my guard clear an alleyway for me right there. And my back leads through the hole and gives me a lane to run through the end zone. I love, love, love this game. This game is so much fun. Does a lot of things very, very well. That's just a beautiful play to watch. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. Peace.